Hi, I'm Anthony, and I would like to present something that has not been presented by any of the previous speakers. A demonstration of capitalist ideas in adventure novels. Before starting, I do admit that my topic is distinctly different from the previous topics, but and it kind of stands out of the box. However, I believe in the power of difference, how one can stand out. And here I begin. So we'll go through books that we've been through and to draw the line on what is capitalism, and capitalism from The Hobbit, and capitalism from Kidnap. So we've been through 4 books: The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle, The Hobbit, Kidnap, and Peter Pan. And among those books, I'll be talking about The Hobbit and Kidnap. And so, first to draw the line, we must identify what capitalism really is. Capitalism refers to the economic system in which property are privately owned and items are brought to the market for profit. Its concepts were first established by British economist and writer Adam Smith in his book Wealth of Nations. Unlike communism or socialism, capitalism approves the idea of private property and entitlement, which is going to be discussed quite significantly as I proceed. And now I'll go to the first book, The Hobbit. So first, in the beginning of the book, we can see Bilbo Baggins living in his hobbit hole and enjoying his opulent lifestyle. And we can see that Bilbo's opulent life has been sustained through wealth. And right there, it indicates private property and inheritance. For those in which points may not be made clear, I'll put it around the other way. Suppose the hobbits lived in a socialist society. Then would Bilbo even be having his hobbit hole and even his opulent lifestyle? Definitely not. In fact, all the things he had owned, even his hobbit hole, would be under control of the society, or whatever they form. And anyways, the second thing we can find from The Hobbit is the literal fact that the dwarves go for the golden small. And right here it demonstrates the idea of private property and entitlement. And capitalist ideas can be demonstrated from another book called Kidnap by Robert Louis Stevenson. And also in the beginning, David Balfour seeks inheritance for the House of Shaw, which also demonstrates private property in the house. For that, David Balfour's family owned the House of Shaw, and how David Balfour was entitled to own it now that his parents had died. And the other part is somewhat difficult to draw a line on. It can be seen from the idea of slavery, which is portrayed and kidnapped through Uncle Ebenezer's attempt to enslave David and sell him to the Carolinas. Okay, so slavery first originated at the dawn of civilization, when there was a demand for a fully compliant workforce for the owner's benefits. And until it was finally abolished in the 19th century, slavery was considered private property widely, and right there we can notice the idea of private property and among slavery. In this case, Uncle Ebenezer sold David, which also demonstrates the idea of profit, which is one of the most representative ideas of capitalism. So to sum up, from The Hobbit we can draw ideas. Of wealth, and we can see the ideas of entitlement from the dwarf's quest for small gold. And Kidnap, we can see David seeking for inheritance, which clearly right here demonstrates the idea of entitlement and private property, and Uncle Ebenezer's attempt for selling David off as a slave. We can see the ideas of slavery for profit and private property. And thank you. Any questions?
Yep, Ryan. Ryan. First of all, great presentation. I enjoyed it. Okay, so you discussed the role of capitalism in The Hobbit. Okay, you gave the example at the beginning of the book, the Hobbit hole and the community they had set up. If that's an idealized form of capitalism, then why was Bilbo Baggins so reluctant to go on a quest for more treasure? If it's really a capitalist allegory, wouldn't he have been eager to go get more money?
Well, I guess Bilbo kind of wanted to stay the way he used to live. So I guess he didn't really want to gamble and risk his life for some more treasure and for less long.
Good.
And it's been a while since I've read the book, but at the end, he actually gives a precious jewel to another person. If it was capitalism, wouldn't he keep the stone to himself?
And about that, that's where we can find the other side of capitalism. Well, not socialism, but not also just caring for oneself. We can see how Bilbo cared for the others, the greater good of society.
Great job.
Okay, Brian? Brian, you had a question? No, man.
Thank you.
Oh,